All right, let's get into it. Today, we're going to break down something I think a lot of us do without even thinking about it: the compulsive need to say sorry. We're going to look at the architecture of it, where it comes from, how it's built inside our heads, and why it ends up having so much power over us. Seriously, just think about that for a second. Have you ever said sorry for asking a totally valid question, or for bumping into a table when no one's around, or even just for existing in a space that someone else wants to walk through? Yeah, if any of that sounds familiar, you are definitely in the right place. And this is the official term for it, the preemptive apology. The key thing here is that it's not about feeling true remorse or admitting you did something wrong. Nope. It's an instinct. It's a reflex we use to smooth things over before they even have a chance to get awkward or tense. So, here's how we're going to unpack all this. First, we'll look at the phenomenon itself. Then, we'll dig into the cause, which is all about apology as a form of protection. After that, we'll explore the long-term effect it has on us as adults. And finally, we'll map out the whole blueprint of sorry. Okay, first up, the phenomenon. Let's really get into why saying sorry can feel so automatic, almost like a psychological muscle memory that we've been training for years and years. So where on earth does a reflex like this come from? Well, the answer is pretty deep. This whole behavior often starts way back in childhood, and not because we were learning to be polite, but as an actual survival mechanism. This phrase right here is everything. Preemptive protection. It completely changes how we see the apology, right? It's not about being sorry. It's about staying safe. It's a kid's way of heading off trouble, of stopping a potential conflict or some disapproval from an adult before it can even start. And this gets learned in 3 really simple but powerful steps. First, the child senses danger. It could be anything: a raised voice, a certain look, just a vibe shift in the room. Step 2, they offer up that magic word, sorry, like a tool to just calm everything down. And step 3, it works. The threat goes away. And that success teaches the child that this one little word is an incredibly powerful way to make themselves feel safe again. So you see, for a kid, saying sorry isn't about admitting guilt at all. It's a shield they learn to pull up really, really fast. And every single time it works, that instinct to use it just gets a little bit stronger, laying the foundation for a habit that can last a lifetime. Now, let's fast forward. What happens when we carry this shield, this thing designed for a child's world, into our adult lives? Well, its purpose starts to twist. It changes in a really profound way. And this is where you can see that transformation so clearly. For the child, the apology is an active tool, right? A shield they use to create safety. But for the adult, it becomes something else. It's more like a symptom, an echo of that old survival instinct. It stops being about diffusing some threat out there and starts reflecting a belief in here, a belief that we're somehow wrong just for showing up. I mean, think about that journey. It starts as this really clever, adaptive strategy for a little kid trying to navigate the world and feel secure. But over years and years, that same strategy hardens into a core belief. That constant reflexive apologizing reinforces this quiet little idea that your needs, your questions, your very presence are a burden on other people. You apologize because deep down, you feel like you are something to be sorry for. So, putting it all together, we can finally see the entire architecture. It's this structure that's been built over decades, with its foundations poured way back in our earliest experiences with feeling safe or unsafe. Let's trace that blueprint one last time. The blueprint is actually pretty straightforward when you lay it out. Childhood is the foundation, where we first learn to sense danger. The apology then becomes the key building block we use to construct a wall of safety. We then haul that same exact blueprint into our adult lives, but the final structure, it isn't a fortress anymore. It's more like a cage, this pervasive, quiet feeling that we're a burden on everyone around us. But here's the thing, just recognizing the architecture is a huge first step. It lets us see the blueprint for what it is, something that was designed to protect us, but maybe, just maybe, it isn't serving us anymore. So that leads to a really powerful final question. If you are the architect of your own inner world, what are you going to build next?